Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil, and for this video I am joined once again by...
It's James. I'm here to commentate some games.
Hey James, welcome back. So just quickly before we get into the game, we've got something a little bit different for you. So as you're aware, over the past few months, myself and a few nerds have been talking about this game and giving our thoughts on how we feel everything is going. So we thought it was about time for us to throw our sabat cards on the table and find out who is the best pilot out of all the commentators. And what better way to do that than with a little TTS tournament. So welcome to the very first Commentator Wars. This will be an extended play tournament, and we'll be flying against each other once, so a little bit of a round robin there, so 10 games. After each game, the MOV will be calculated, and once all the games have been completed, the top 4 will go into a final cut scenario. So we have got a couple of extra little caveats to that. So James, did you want to clarify those?
Yeah, the main one is that we're being limited on the lists we can use. We can't go into this tournament and go, oh, this is my favorite list, I'm the best with it, I'm just going to use this. Because one, we feel like showing off the ability to use many lists is maybe a bit more skillful. And also, we're doing this for the entertainment of you, the viewers, and having a variety of lists is just a bit more entertaining.
Absolutely. I mean, we like to see different ships on the board. And so on the subject of the ships, I suppose we should go through the list. So for game 1, we have Quinn on our left-hand side, flying his favoured Scum faction. Now, Quinn is known for flying some interesting things, and he likes getting all different kinds of ships on the board. So this whole tournament suits him to the ground. And he has, in the Star Viper, Guri, with stealth device, passive sensors, Virago, and advanced proton torpedoes. He also has a classic fang fighter in the form of Cad Solus with elusive. And rounding the list out is Genesis Red in the M3A Interceptor with stealth device and proton torpedoes.
It's a very Scum sort of list. There's a lot of little interactions there that he can possibly rely on. And then we've got Amy on the right-hand side of the screen with 5 interceptors for the Imperials. I know Amy likes the Imperials in the First Order, so this doesn't surprise me as one of her lists for the tournament. And she's got Suntirfel with marksmanship,
of course,
Terfener with marksmanship, 1 Saber Squadron Ace with marksmanship, another Saber Squadron Ace with marksmanship, and an Alpha Squadron pilot. Oh, sorry, one of them doesn't have marksmanship.
Yeah, it's fine. I think what I've noticed is that the overlay might be slightly out there. We do actually have 2 Alpha Squadron pilots. For some reason, we had it down as 2 Saber Squadrons.
Okay.
So
I was stumbling over my words a bit. I was like, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
No,
okay, so
worry.
it is as it's shown on the screen. There's 2 Alpha Squadron pilots without marksmanship, 1 Saber Squadron with marksmanship.
Yeah. So I think I might have sent James the wrong list.
He set me up.
We've got a lot of games on the go at the moment that we're trying to get all recorded out for you. So sometimes some of the lists do get a little bit muddled there. But, I mean, 5 interceptors for a start. That's pretty cool.
That's a lot of red dice as well. Yeah. It's not like your regular little swarm of ships where it's like, oh, there's 2 dice, maybe 1 ship has 3. No, it's 5 ships, all with 3 attack dice and 3 evade dice. Admittedly, not a lot of health across the board, but man, that's just a lot of damage potentially.
Yeah, I mean, what they lack in health, they definitely make up for in their punch. They've got that kind of bite that the A-Wing really wishes it did have.
Yeah, I mean, the higher initiatives like Suntir and Terfener, they're really good. I'm curious to see how the Alpha Squadron pilots do being Initiative 1, because they're so much easier to outmaneuver, particularly for someone like Cad Solus or even Guri. I mean, Guri's ridiculously maneuverable, even without like advanced sensors.
Yeah, it is going to be quite interesting to see how well they do against that. But I mean, to be honest, when I saw that it was 5 interceptors, personally, I was really happy. I love the interceptor.
It's your favorite, I think, isn't it?
It is. It is my favorite ship, yeah. And we also have my favorite pilot, Soontir. How long he stays is my favorite pilot, with the Skystrike Academy coming out soon, and
yeah, some pretty cool stuff in that.
And an absolute plethora of
then again,
new ships.
there's upgrades and stuff that he can take, so he might get even better.
Absolutely,
he might solidify himself as your favorite forever.
But I mean, to be honest, I'm excited to see 5 interceptors. It's a different type of swarm. You don't see it very often. It's not, when you think swarm list, it's not the first thing you think of. You think TIE fighters, vulture droids.
I also quite like the way Amy's flying the swarm, because a lot of the times it's like, oh, separatist swarm, you want them all to be next to each other to share the tokens, so you can't just fly them as effectively one big ship, really.
Yeah.
At least at the start of the game, and then you bump something and it all goes haywire, or I usually do.
Yeah.
So what I quite like is that Amy's got everyone fairly spread out, casting a wide net of her arcs, and is flying, I feel, fairly aggressively, even the ones that are facing down Quinn's entire list at the top of the screen.
Yeah, it's almost like she's sent them there to be hold up and be like, right, yeah, we're Initiative 1s. I'm going to make you take the time to try and actually combat these guys, whilst the actual danger pieces swing in and put in the hurt.
I think you're right, because she's put the brown one behind that cloud straight away, and I really like that opening from her.
Yeah, it's a very good opening, and I mean, to be honest, it's what I like it because it's really clever. Because again, as you said, Quinn's list is very maneuverable. I know the M3A isn't the most maneuverable, but the Fang Fighter and Guri are. So if you can hold them up as long as possible, that's always going to be a big win there.
Yeah, holding up an ace on one side of the board whilst your other 3 ships come in from the side is brilliant.
Now, if you were to come up against 5 interceptors, how do you think you'd try and approach that?
It depends what I'm flying. If I'm flying a list with a few ships, like Quinn is, I would probably try and, kind of do what he's... No, maybe do the opposite of what he's doing. Leave the lower initiative ones, because I feel like you can probably catch them later on.
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe turn and try and take out the likes of Soontir and Tur, mostly to get their abilities off the board as well.
Yeah, I mean, Soontir's ability is great, getting that focus when you've got something in the bullseye, and especially when you are the last one moving, it makes it a lot easier for you to actually trigger that. And then if that is in play, you've got marksmanship, so that is just pretty scary. And Turfanir, again, he's got a fantastic ability as well for an interceptor. It really plays into that maneuverability of the ship there.
I think one other key thing we need to point out is that Amy has the initiative, which I think was Quinn's decision, looking at the points.
Yeah, so Quinn gave Amy the initiative. So that does mean that 4 out of 5 of Amy's ships are going to be moving and shooting before Quinn. So it does give him... It gives him that pre-knowledge of where things are so that he can use that for the maneuvering.
It does, but as you say, Tur kind of gets around that. He gets to shoot first, and then he can reposition to maybe avoid the return shot.
Yeah, so Tur loves that. Tur loves... He is definitely...
I kind of like that in Amy's list, because it's like, okay, I'm at the full 200 points, but if you give me the initiative, this guy's still potentially got the advantage if that's where the initiative tie is.
Yeah. So again, it
plus
is...
The ones don't care.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care. I mean, they're there to clog up the lanes. And as you can see, that Sabre Squadron has already moved up the board pretty quickly and is going, yep, okay.
He has got a straight line in between those rocks.
Yeah, that it'd be lovely. So, but I mean, again, with Quinn's list, it's going to be a case of he's going to want to try and knock out ships quickly with that. And he's got the tools to do that. He's got the proton torpedoes, the advanced protons in there as well.
Yeah, he can do some big hits.
Yeah, I mean, he's got passive sensors, which is, again, a little bit surprising on Guri. I mean, I love passive sensors, don't get me wrong, but I find if you're getting into the realms of sort of Initiative 5, Initiative 6, passive sensors is not going to be as useful for you because most things are going to have moved already. I mean, I normally don't put it on anything higher than an Initiative 4. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
But again, it's a great upgrade.
I mean, looking at Quinn's points, he didn't quite have enough for advanced sensors. So I guess, coming up against someone who is Initiative 6 like Suntir, it could still prove pretty useful.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
I'm curious to see if Quinn tries to get out of the little corner he's in at the moment later on, but we've got some shooting.
No, I think we're just checking for target lock at the moment from
sorry, I saw an arc being generated.
Yeah, so Genesis Red was just looking for that target lock.
Genesis does something with the target lock, isn't it?
Yeah, so after you acquire a lock, you must remove all of your focus and evade tokens, then gain the same number of focus and evade tokens that the locked ship has.
That's pretty good. I quite like that.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, he basically goes, oh, you've got a focus. I've locked you. Now I have a
fully
focus.
Modified shot out of it. Yeah. One action.
Which is pretty good.
Have one. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, a lot of this list, Quinn calls this the free focus list because a lot of it, he gains focuses from a lot of things. So, I mean, with CAD Solars, after you fully execute a red maneuver, you gain 2 focus tokens. There's your free focus.
And Guri gets 1 at the start of engagement if there is an enemy ship arranged 0 to 1.
Yeah. So it is a pretty solid list there for him, giving him those modifications, because especially with your aces, modifications become key.
Oh yeah, particularly if you want to hit something with 3 agility.
Yeah. And we do have our first engagement, so Guri is going to have a go at the blue Alpha Squadron pilot. Unfortunately, it would appear that this is an unmodified shot because he wasn't within range 1. I'm curious as to
the position. I guess he does still have the arc to get the shot. Maybe he was trying not to go too quickly, but not having any mods at all. I mean, that's
I mean, a time.
Granted, it was a terrible roll anyway, but
which is a bit of a shame. But while we're waiting for the next set of shooting, just want to remind everyone, if you are enjoying watching the videos, please do click that subscribe button. At the moment, 61% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you enjoy what you're seeing, click that button, make it grey. And if you really like it, click that notification bell to know when the next video is up. We are putting out videos very regularly at the moment, so...
I can't believe that this interceptor has a shot. That is so close to being out of range 3. That is a jammy shot, and
and it's taking that focus. Sabre Squadron doing good.
A nasty shot from downtown. Yeah, those guys don't have a shot though.
Yeah, Terra and Suntir, they're waiting for a slightly softer target. They're watching their young squadron see what they can do, and at the moment they're happy with Sabre Squad.
I mean, I feel like these initiative ones are just going to try and lay into the Fang Fighter. I think
that's the best option, to be honest.
Granted, I think he does get the Concordia face off, so maybe try and go for Guri, but I think with 2 ships fully modded at range 1, you still go for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Genesis Red going in on blue with proton torps.
Lock on that one. Oh, there was the torps. Okay.
That was a talk. Yeah, 4 dice.
So he
Spent a
naturally
lot.
rolled the 1 evade, so he's got 2 crits and a hit.
2 crits and a
That could be
hit.
nasty. Oh, it's a good
Ooh.
roll from the interceptor.
See, that's what lower initiative interceptors do. Higher initiative interceptors,
I
they just
think
roll
Amy's
blanks.
doing the right call here. Spend the focus to avoid any crits, because crits on a 3-hull ship could be a total disaster straight away.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can almost guarantee that your first one will be a direct hit there or a hull breach, which is not nice.
I mean, I was thinking more like the ion one, because they haven't shot yet. If it goes ion forwards, the 2 at the back, Guri and Cad, no, not Cad, sorry, Genesis Red, can capitalize on that and just wipe it off the board.
Yeah, that's not good.
This is one of the interceptors he's shooting back.
No, this is Cad Solus's shot. So hit, focus, and so that's gone into blue there. So that's 1 health down on blue. But considering that's 3 shots in on blue, only losing 1 health, that's really good for the first engagement.
Yeah. I mean, stripping off the focus prevented another 1 there.
Yeah. So, going for Cad Solus there.
That?
It's outside of range 1.
It's range 2. I feel like that's even better for Amy because it prevents the
Concordia face-off, yeah.
Yeah, the face-off.
Which is pretty good. Oh, if only she still had that focus. But
yeah, if she hadn't spent it, she might have been dead.
Yeah.
Still got the other ship.
Yeah, and I think that also might be just at range 2 there.
Let's see how many dice Amy rolls.
Yeah, it's just range 3, 2, okay. So again, no Concordia. Oh, double crit. Double crit. Oh, this is some good dice. And there's
angry
the
dice.
Yeah.
Good dice on both sides, though. Only 1 bit of damage in that entire exchange, I think.
Yeah. So that's not too bad.
Okay, so we feel like... Because I think they're now going to dials, right?
Yeah, so it's now back to dials.
The interceptors at the bottom of the board are just going to go in... I mean, Amy's playing quite aggressively, so they're probably going to go in pretty quickly to try and get some shots.
Yeah.
And I think the 2 that are already engaged are pretty, as you say, going to just gum up the works, get in the way. Yeah. What would you do as Quinn to avoid some serious bumping?
I almost don't know if there is a way of avoiding bumping. I think with Cad Solus, you're going to get the 2 focuses anyway, so you may as well do a 4K and try and get in behind those I1s. You run the risk of getting that strain, but you then have 2 focuses, so that's fine. The problem is Genesis. Again, I always think Genesis should just do a K-turn to try and get in behind. Guri,
yeah, the K-turn seems pretty safe.
Yeah, Guri's the interesting one because it doesn't have a K-turn. It's got the sloop, but I don't think a sloop is good. I think if you K-turn with Cad Solus and Genesis, so 4 and 5, and then with Guri, maybe you might just have to accept
maybe
that you're
just a
more
hard
likely
turn and rely on your barrel roll to get out of a bad situation.
What you're thinking? Maybe 1 hard turn to ship right, and then do the bendy barrel roll ship right forward.
Yeah, I mean maybe try and fire off the advanced proton and just take 1 off the board.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on where those I1s end up. I think that they're in a really good position to definitely block Guri. Genesis and Cad can get out of that if they're willing to do K-turns, which, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't with Cad. The problem is you then have the other 3 interceptors that...
Yeah, the other 3...
If they get it right, they could be lining up some nasty shots on Cad Solus.
That's true, because the 3 at the bottom of the board all have marksmanship for the... is it turn a hit to a crit in the bullseye?
Yes.
Yeah, turn 1, hit or crit if the defender is in your bullseye.
Okay, so we've got a K-turn from blue. That's actually odd.
Okay.
I like that. I like that move. Brown won't be able to K-turn. So brown is just doing hard. Okay, again.
Oh, it's just remaining stressed? Is that right? Or is that blue?
It was a 1. Was it a 2
Oh, okay,
hard?
she's cleared the stress. Yeah, it was too sharp. And she's cleared the stress.
So all the 2s with the interceptor are blue. So yeah. So that actually answers... That almost sets herself up for CAD and Genesis both doing the K-turns. She's got that covered now.
Yeah, we were saying that
those.
Genesis is fairly safe to do the K-turn, but not anymore.
No. Okay. So it looks like Amy's going all in on...
Yeah, she's really banking on Quinn going quite fast this turn to get on that side of all those ships, because they are all angled in the same sort of direction.
Oh, wow. Maybe go for a block there. I mean, for me, with Saber, I'd have probably tried to have gone up through those rocks and around the top, but...
I think maybe she's trying to get out of the way for Ter and Sincere to come in.
Yeah, see what kind of big move Ter's got. 3?
Okay, 3.
Okay. And I can imagine it'll be a 3 bank from...
Probably... Maybe a boost to get a bit closer?
Very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. So I reckon we're going to get 3 bang from Suntir when he comes in, but let's see what Quinn actually pulls out the bag.
Angry Imperials.
There's the 4K. So currently just 2 shots towards...
Triggering CAD's ability to grab the 2 focuses after the red maneuver. Really get another token.
And gaining a strain.
Strain is the defensive one, right?
Strain is the defensive one, yeah. -1 defense dice. Deplete is -1 offense dice.
Okay, well, I mean, that could be bad, but he's got some really good shots.
Yeah. It almost depends now where Cynthia goes. Oh, and that's not a bump from Gurry, so that is nice. That's good.
I bet Quinn's happy with that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame.
That hand is moving frantically around the board.
Yeah, so the kill box is definitely in on brown. So, going really aggressive on blue there, in fact.
I mean, I guess blue is damaged.
Blue is damaged, yeah.
And they're both the same points.
So that's quite a fun. That's going to be a good one. Now, let's see what Sunta does. Does Sunta try and get in as quickly as Turfinair did? So a little bit of a debate there. Quinn's obviously doing a lot of pointing, not quite sure. I think he's just making sure that everything is set for him. And now we have Sunta. So yeah, there's that 3 bank.
Okay, lining up.
Grabbing the focus. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a barrel roll.
I feel like because you can't really barrel roll and get a shot. I think you just leave him unstressed, maybe, just to give him more options. But it looks like Amy is looking at. Okay,
I'll go for that boost round. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
So
he's got a lot of blue on his dial.
Yeah, I mean, Suntia might still have a shot on Gurry. It'll be...
that'll be range 3 through a rock if it is.
Yeah.
But it might just sneak it. Let's have a look.
It does?
It does. I thought that'd be out. I didn't think boosting would get him a shot. I've been proven wrong.
Does Gurry gain the focus, though? That's the question.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Gurry should grab a focus for blue or brown being next to her.
And with there's the focus there.
I mean, the dice are not in Amy's favour here.
No,
that's a lot of green.
Well, I mean,
It's a good
that's
roll.
2 hits. Yeah, 2 hits and a crit. That's great, spending that focus. But again, six dice.
It's not often you see 6 green dice rolled.
Oh.
What? What?
This is why you don't want to be rolling too many green dice, because they will betray you.
That's...
So 3v6, and there is a shield down on Guri now.
And that takes out the stealth device as well.
Oh, and yeah, the stealth device is gone. That was a great boost there. This is why Soontir is so scary. It doesn't matter how many evade dice you roll, he's going to get one through. Somehow. That was just amazing. That was just really good. Well played there, Amy.
That was an amazing boost. Also,
think,
you know, a decent amount of luck in the shot, but wow.
Yeah, but set up really well. So we just got a hit crit coming through there from Ter. -1 to the evade roll there. So going to spend... Oh no, that's elusive.
Okay, spending elusive.
Why did he trigger elusive there? Maybe he was trying to save the focus.
I'm not entirely sure. I guess he was worried because he had fewer dice, and it means that he can safely remove his token.
Yeah, I mean, he had Concordia face off anyway, so I mean, he had 2 focuses. I had a potential. I mean, I suppose it paid off for him in the end. It was risky, but it paid off. So Saber Squadron are going to go into Genesis, yeah. So that's 3v3. Genesis has obviously got stealth device as well.
Well, as we've seen, they may not prove that useful.
True.
Is Amy going to be able to get rid of both stealth devices in one round of shooting?
Which is also pretty impressive, because that's 16 points worth of upgrades gone. Going aggressive, spending that focus, I concur with that. That's both stealth devices gone in a turn. Or did that go into Guri, actually? Looks like she actually went into Guri there.
Oh, was it? Okay. Looks like we've got a few more dice being prepped. 4 dice, 5 dice.
5 dice.
So this is
the proton torpedoes from Genesis. Is it? No, it can't be.
No, it would be the advanced from Guri.
No, it's Cad Solus, range 1. I'm not sure. In fact, I'm not entirely sure.
Was it 5? I feel like the only person here who can do 5 is Guri with the advanced proton torps, isn't it?
Oh, I think I know what happened. I think that they accidentally skipped Guri's shooting.
Oh, okay, so they've gone back to Guri.
They've gone back to it. And
fair enough. So long as they were happy with it.
Yeah. So that's...
I mean, I feel like 3 crits makes up for the lack of evades earlier.
Yeah. And that is blue off the table.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, do we know what the crits were?
I think we're just waiting for them to call them out.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if we don't get them named, because it's definitely gone off the board.
Yeah. It's dead. So it looks like it was a damage sensor array. And I believe we're looking at... I can't quite read that actual thing, but whatever it was, boom, boom. So bye-bye to 1...
Lots of explosions.
Interceptor, but it did the job. It got rid of Guri's munitions there as well. So...
True, and to use an advanced proton torps for almost the lowest amount of points you can,
Yeah.
it's not a terrible trade-off. And those green dice for
Wow.
Amy, getting exactly what she needs.
Triple natural evade. Absolutely brutal.
It's like Genesis Red is prepping for a shot onto Brown.
Yeah, unmodified though. So that's just one hit. It's always interesting the way the dice lie sometimes, because it can be very difficult.
Some of those look like they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They should move just a little bit more.
Yeah. So absolutely fine there. No more damage coming in for Amy. We have the final shot, range 1 from the Alpha Squadron against Genesis.
It's a shame
Red.
this guy doesn't have. Shame this guy doesn't have marksmanship, because he does have the bullseye.
Yes. But as you said, so Genesis Red does still have stealth device, so 4v4, but we know
I feel like he might keep it after this. It's only 2 hits to avoid. He's got 4 dice, but we thought likewise about the Guru shot earlier.
Yeah. So
let's have a look. He's evaded it.
Genesis Red's fine. So we do still have stealth device on the board for one of them.
But Guri and Cad no longer have any shields. So if the aces on Amy's side can come in and trigger marksmanship and get those crits in, that could do some real trouble for Quinn.
Yeah, and I think as well, with Genesis and Cad now being stressed, there's not a huge amount of space. I mean, one of the advantages here for Quinn is that apart from Soon to Fell, everything is moving before, so those lanes are going to get cleared up fairly quickly. But it's still easy for them to get gummed up. Genesis doesn't have a lot of great blue maneuvers. He's got 1 bank and the 2 and 3 forwards. So
yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd imagine maybe a 1 bank, but that puts you not in a nice position for that obstacle. So maybe we'll see, I don't know, 2 forward and a barrel roll to move out and reposition, ready to come back in.
Maybe you just do a sharp turn towards the lower side of the screen and just take some shots.
Oh yeah, just accept it. Yeah,
I feel like
sense.
With all of these ties in the middle here, you're not going to turn and get a shot and clear your stress.
Yeah.
And if you do the bank, you're then kind of facing that larger rock. If you don't bump.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, 3 out of 4 of Amy's ships are stressed, so it's just the remaining Alpha Squadron that is not stressed.
But do the interceptors really care?
No. Because
I don't think any of them are really desperate to do a K-turn, except maybe Brown, who is available to do it.
So I think that's where we're going to see. I think we'll see maybe a K-turn from Brown, and then the other guys might just dial 2s in, not care if they bump, knowing that they'll probably still have a shot against someone anyway.
I feel like Sunter is going to go straight ahead and try and go around the traffic jam that's about to happen, and maybe try and pick off Guri or maybe Genesis if Genesis ends up over there.
I would agree if this was any other player other than Amy.
True, we've seen Amy already in this game play incredibly aggressively. Yeah. She may just do the 1 sharp and just shoot whatever's in front of her.
Yeah, Amy, from what I've seen from Amy, she's a very aggressive player, and she's the only person I know that will joust with Empire ships. I mean, you don't normally joust when you're the Empire, you outflank. Amy is just like, nope, my faith in the Emperor is my shield. I will survive. And you know what? So far, I mean, the points may tell a slightly different story, but it's still paying off for her. She's taken off both shields on Guri, and his stealth
Yeah,
device.
it's weird. Quinn is ahead on points. He's taken out a ship, but it still feels like Amy's kind of in control of the combat.
Yeah, very much so.
Quinn is trying to answer to this gambit from Amy.
Yeah, it's a very odd situation to be in when like you're ahead on points, but you must sort of feel a bit on the back foot. So I mean, if Quinn can get another ship off the board, then I think that's where it will start turning in his favour.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be far less outnumbered when it's only
3v3.
3v3.
Yeah. And
4v3 isn't too bad. At least he's got it down from 5.
I mean, at the moment, like hit point for hit point, they match each other with 12 hit points apiece. So,
okay.
I mean, when you look at it like that, there's so many different ways of looking at it that they can sort of almost change anything. And there is a sloop from Brown.
Okay, I like it.
I actually think I prefer that to the K-turn. He may not have a shot this round.
But if not, he's still in a good position to move in next time.
Yeah.
Green
was a 2.
Okay.
2 hard and boosting round.
Just getting into a position for next time. Okay.
Setting up for next time is quite good position there. Obviously.
Oh. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one either.
I think Amy may have told him to put his foot on the accelerator a little much.
Yeah, I think maybe a 2 forward would have been.
Hey. Then again, what do I know? It's bumped.
Yeah, he's caused a bump there, and seeing if he gets strain, because he went back over, and another strain. So what is going to be interesting now is, firstly, Genesis and Guri, but has Soontir...
Oh,
nice clear there.
Wow, that
nice
was
clear.
He's got a good eye on him for that to fit on the other side of Guri.
So Guri
didn't bump into Cad. That's really good for Quinn.
Yeah, that's really good. It's a shame his advanced proton torpedoes have been spent.
True, but it did take off a ship at least. It wasn't like some torpedoes I've had where it's just done nothing.
Yep. I've had that a few times as well, unfortunately.
I also quite like that he is seemingly getting a bit of distance between Genesis and the ties to come around and maybe fire a proton torpedo.
I'm not so sure on...
desperately trying to take out Sunta here.
But I think that's going to be a bump, and I think that's actually going to not be a great move there.
Let's see what Sunta's done.
There we go. It's a 2 hard, so that's a bump.
But Guri is now right in front of Sunta, which is going to trigger his ability, right?
Yeah.
So actually, they both get a focus because of each other.
They both get a focus because of each other, but only Sunta will actually be able to utilise that focus. So Quinn is only going to have Cad to shoot, whereas Amy will have Alpha Squadron and Sunta.
Oh, and Alpha at the top, yeah.
Alpha Squadron, I reckon, has got a cheeky range 3 on Genesis.
Yeah, he's definitely got a shot.
I mean, Suntir is definitely going to get a shot in a second, but he gets it. If he'd have had Turfinir's ability right now, he'd be laughing. But range 1 on a strained Cad Solus, so it's 4v2. Yes, Concordia face-off is there, but no focus tokens. This is the ideal opportunity, and that's not a role you want, but you do have that focus, so I think you spend it.
I think you do. Cad has no mods on offense himself, and as you said, 1 fewer defense dice this round, so you try and get some damage in, and that's 1. Which, on a Fang fighter, is pretty good. How's that focus been turned?
Concordia face-off.
Oh, yes, the ship ability. I'm looking at the pilot going, how's he done that? It's like, oh no, it's the ship.
Yeah, it's Concordia face. That's what makes Fangs frustrating and quite kind of scary. So I mean, it's a shame there that Quinn's managed to mark it, and now it looks like a cloaked X-Wing. It's back. So again, it'll be a range one back into Soontir. Now Soontir has nothing to modify this with.
Yeah, this isn't great for Soontir then.
No, this is a position that when you fly any ace, but especially Soontir, makes you a tad nervous.
I think the only good thing for Soontir here is that this Fang is not Fenrau.
Only one hit, so Soontir, that's all right. Yeah, if it was Fenrau, I'd say bye-bye Soontir. As it is, we get the evade. Soontir has lucked out there quite massively.
Yeah, but he's in the fight now.
Yeah. Right, let's see. So we have a range 3 shot from the Alpha again. No marksmanship. Bit of a shame there. He seems to be the one who's getting in the good positions.
I mean, I'm not even sure if these guys can take.
They
talents,
can't.
Can they? No.
No.
There you go.
But a hit crit.
I mean, with the crit he's rolled, it's like it's as though he already has marksmanship.
And that's a shield and stealth device gone.
Are we going to start calling those green dice the Guri dice? Because that was a very similar roll to earlier.
Yeah. I think Quinn wants to call them the Gone dice.
I don't blame him. That's another stealth device gone from his list.
Those Alpha squadrons are really making up the points there. They're showing why they've been included in this squadron. And
I mean, I said at the start, it was like, okay, how would I approach this? I'd take out the higher initiatives, but these little guys, real nuisance.
Absolutely. I think as well for them, because they shoot last, they may have lost their modifications, but generally, if you're the last thing to shoot, other things have used theirs.
Yeah, and if you still manage to keep hold of your focus, you know that it's safe to spend it.
Yeah. And now here's what I like as well. Turfinair and Soontir are both unstressed because they bumped.
Oh, that's true.
They have their full dial at their disposal. You can almost, I can almost guarantee that brown and green are going to do 2 halves towards the centre of the board to try and get in behind Cad and Guri.
Would you not send, say, Brown to try and go after Genesis a bit?
I mean, it's a tough one. I think I would probably try and focus on Cad and Guri. Yes, Genesis has got the proton torpedoes, but I think of the ships that's still left on the table, I think Cad is going to take the most to try and get him down with that Concordia face-off. And you can swing in there quite nicely on them.
True. Okay.
So, and
do we also think that Tur is going to have to go over that cloud?
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying 100% because you know what? Sometimes those. I mean, he could just do.
I mean, a 1 shot might avoid it, but that doesn't feel worth doing.
No, I think a 2 sharp would go over it. I believe a 1 sharp might avoid it. I mean, say that a 1 sharp, and then maybe a focused barrel roll to the right. But no, that'll put you right in front of the debris cloud and a debris field. And unless you get a shot, you're not going to get that secondary position, which, because you've already barrel rolled, you wouldn't be able to use. So I'd say 2 hard, maybe a boost round to go round that debris field. 2 hard in from Brown, focus. You won't be able to reposition again. 2 hard down from Green. And I would say maybe with Green, barrel roll to ship right towards where Turfinair currently is.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And
Again, pointing that way.
Yeah, Soontir fell. Maybe just a K-turn. I think
either the K-turn or maybe the sloop.
The sloop is the sloop to the right would be fine. You definitely couldn't sloop to the left.
Definitely not over the rock. I think the only worry about doing the sloop to the right is potentially if you are sending Brown into the fight, as Amy has, is that going to bump?
If Brown barrel rolls to ship right. So to screen left, maybe, but...
Looks like he's just grabbing a focus.
Just grabbing a focus. So there's that. If you don't reposition, then... we might see a boost in. Yep. And then Ter's going to go around behind.
Let's have a look.
Doing the one hard.
Trying to avoid the cloud.
Did avoid the cloud.
Okay.
Got the bump. You know what? I don't think that's a terrible move. I think it's a shame it bumped. The two definitely would have fit, but
even if Cad has done his own sharp one, I feel like he would almost have to shoot at the Saber Squadron instead of Ter, just to deny the token.
Oh, that's a bump. Now, if Soontir has done that 4K, then I'm sorry, but you're probably going to be
not in a good spot.
No, he's not in a good spot at all.
Unless Guri can, make up some ground and maybe take one out.
The thing is, Guri's stressed, so it's going to be difficult for Guri to actually get in a position to do that. So, looking at the maneuvers that Guri can do, you're looking at like a...
Oh, yeah, she has no sharp turns that are blue.
Yeah. And a sharp one wouldn't fit. A sharp one would end up being a bump, I reckon, because of the slight positioning of the ship. I don't think it would clear the base.
There's a barrel roll towards the fight with Genesis Red.
I think getting ready to hard turn in. Oh, yeah, so there we go. There's the one bank to clear that. Maybe see some form. It's either going to be a boost or some form of bendy barrel roll to try and get yourself into a position to come back round.
I think you boost to get maybe away from the Saber Squadron ace, or at least behind the debris.
Yeah. To be honest, I think Saber Squadron is going on CAD. You don't have to worry. You just want
we don't know if CAD's going to still be around for that shot.
What? Yeah, if Soontir hasn't taken him out. True.
Oh, the curvy. Oh yeah, I always forget about the curvy barrel roll.
I love it on the Star Viper. It's so cool. So
it opens up so many options. It's crazy.
Oh, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a quick redo of that.
So, a little bit of a mistake. They're having to rewind a little bit there because they accidentally undid Cad Solas.
Yeah, Cad should have bumped into Guri instead of Soontir. Okay, let's just give them a moment to adjust that a bit. Here we go. We're still getting used to some tabletop simulator stuff. Some parts of this mod are really good, though.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I'm impressed with like the automatic movement, just being able to generate all the cards, the dials, and all that. It's just sometimes it's like just stop doing this specific thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah. I think I've played about 6 or 7 games now, and I always manage to delete something. Either my cards, which I've done against you. There's the 4K. I deleted one of my dials by accident. I went to remove a focus token, and apparently I'd also selected a dial and got rid of my Ewing dial, so I had to respawn that in, which was hilarious.
Yeah, those situations aren't great. But there is the K turn that you said Soontir should do.
And that'll have bullseye, I reckon. So that will be
bullseye
the focus
and range one. And this time, Cad will not get Concordia face off. Because the...
he will.
No, I was still thinking of Fen Rao. I'm so used to just seeing Fen Rao in this ship. I keep thinking his ability is the ship ability.
Yeah, no, so he will get Concordia face off, but Soontir will also get marksmanship.
And there's also potentially 3 TIE interceptors shooting at Cad.
Yeah. So just checking for Guri to see if Guri got the focus. Did not. So, Guri did get the focus, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that feels like range 1 to green.
So, 4v3.
With the marksmanship. Oh.
Ow.
What?
Now that hurts a little bit.
Well, You know what? Amy had a couple of really good shots against a lot of green dice. I feel like this is karma coming in to balance out.
Yeah, I mean, Quinn has 0 shots this round, so
Yeah, he needs to turn around soon.
yeah. Which it looks like Cad is going to be able to. So it'll be Saber Squadron first. No marksmanship here. Is it range 1 though? That's the question.
I think it might just be range 2.
Yeah, if it is, kind of actually works in Amy's favour. Just checking Ter. I don't think Ter has got art. No. So that's quite good for. Oh, so it is range 1. So Concordia Face Off is live, but 4v3. Now, as you remember, there we go, 4v3. As you remember, more dice doesn't always mean better.
I mean, you'd like to think it would.
Yeah. But
that's
there,
a good roll.
Hit, crit.
And knowing that you're not getting shot, you just spend that focus.
I don't know why that was just turned down from a crit, but there's definitely a crit that's gone through there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it was a focus and it got turned crit by mistake. I'm lagging a little bit on the video, but
yeah, it should have been a crit that went through there. So
okay, well, as long as they're happy with it, we'll just continue with it.
We'll see if they pick that up. Bit of a missed opportunity, but there's a lot going on, and you know what? Here's another 4 dice shot anyway.
Either way, good evasion from Cad.
Yeah. So that's another hit crit.
Can Cad pull it off again? No, not with that.
No. Concordia Face Off will flip 1, but that is hit crit, and he's hoping not for a direct.
There's not a lot of text on it.
And it was a direct hit.
Oh, Quinn. No.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like with all 3 shots going into Cad that round, he was going to take some damage. But after he avoided Suntir, I did have a bit of hope for him.
Yeah, there was a slim hope there, but unfortunately, Interceptors again showing that they are really powerful and they are really good. And also that's a 31-point ship there, not crazily expensive either.
Yeah.
And it's just taken out a 57-point ship.
Nearly double its own points.
Yeah. And I mean, when you add on there the stealth device as well, which I know obviously we don't include upgrades piecemeal on here, but that would, if you did include them, you'd be looking at 73 points on Amy's side. So those Alpha Squadrons have scored double their points.
Yeah, they're doing well for Initiative 1s.
It's starting to make me rethink my thought process on the Alpha Squadron, because I was always a bit like,
why would I take them? 1? Yeah, you go, oh, it's an ace, it's very maneuverable, I want the highest initiative. Amy's looked at them and gone, well, 3 dice, 3 defense dice. I'll take that.
Yeah. I can cause some pain with that.
And seeing this list in action, I don't blame her.
Yeah. And also she's in a fantastic position now that she is behind Guri and Genesis, essentially. And with the Interceptors loving 2-speed maneuvers, Suntir and Saber are going to clear their stress no problem. Turfanier can probably get away with doing some, like, maybe a 3 bank.
Yeah, I think Amy's in a good position to just focus everyone on Guri this round. Purely because there is that large rock between her and Genesis. Like, Suntir couldn't really chase Genesis right now.
No, Suntir will definitely be going for Guri, but I think maybe you could even just split off Saber Squadron and start harrying Genesis a little bit. He's in a great position to do like a 4 forward. Yeah. Like 4 forward, clear that stress. They don't have the 5 blue like you do with your
boost out of the way to let Suntir come through. Yeah, I can see that working. So, plus, if you can keep the pressure on Genesis Red, you might prevent the second lot proton torpedoes from getting fired.
Yeah, I think that's almost Quinn's ace in the hole at the moment. If he can pull that off.
Yeah, if he can get a good proton torp off on, well, any of them really.
Yeah.
Try and even the numbers a bit.
I mean, if he can get that off on Soontir, that points for points, that would be the best place for them. But right now, I'd say if you want to take off the scariest pieces, get rid of that Alpha Squadron.
He's proving the most scary, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So, Alpha is just sitting there. Is he doing a...
looks like...
Oh, I think he's going after Genesis, maybe? No? Which way is he boosting?
It's debating it now,
Yeah, I can see Amy's little blue hand just hovering over it.
Yeah.
No, he's staying where he is.
Staying there, so keeping a wide net there.
Yeah.
Soontir will have to go a little bit faster to avoid... Right, we need to hope... If Saber stays there, Soontir probably not
I
be able to do an
don't
action.
think he's staying put. He'll grab a focus and boost.
Boost forward.
I reckon.
Yeah. There we go. So Saber Squadron is going off to harry Genesis for a little bit.
And there is a nice little window in there for Soontir to land in and then reposition for the shot on Guri.
Curious about... Oh, just a 2.
Okay, just a straight. Okay.
2 forward. Anticipate a boost round, I reckon. That's interesting. It's not putting himself in a great position there. But he could... I mean, 2 hard might clear that.
Oh, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. The one shot definitely would, but then you'd stay stressed.
Yeah.
Genesis is turning around.
Yeah. I mean, that was to be expected. Genesis needed to start getting in the fight, so going to take that.
Who is he going to target lock?
I think you've got to... What's the range on proton torpedoes? 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
So you're probably going to want to target lock Brown.
Or... Well, I guess if you target... I was going to say, do you target lock Soontir to try and get a shot on him after he's moved? But you don't get the focus token with Genesis's ability if you do that.
Target locked Green. I don't know if Green's at range 2.
No, but I guess it's range 1, so there's still a decent shot.
Soontir clears.
And you can save the protons for another time.
Yeah. Now, do we see Soontir boost round to see if he can get that bullseye? I don't know. I think the boost might actually take the bullseye out, but it would still get you to range 2.
Amy doesn't have the bullseye at the moment.
Yeah. She's got the flickering
I had
action bar.
Yeah, that was very frustrating. I think she's trying to, stress and boost, I think, was what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
I think she's just taken her hand off the dial to give it another try. I think that has worked.
Yeah, if you do find... There's something I learned the other day. If you do find that your action bars are flickering when you're doing that, if you flip the dial back over and then flip it again, it should reset it.
I will keep that in mind. But yeah, since it didn't get the bullseye.
No, but outside of range 1, so Guri does not get the focus.
Oh, defenseless Guri.
And we've got 2 range 2 shots coming in there, both with focuses on, so I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like those odds.
Well, I mean, we liked them earlier against CAD and it didn't really work out.
True. Again, picking aggression there because that's Amy's forte, and that's 1.
Okay.
So that would be half points on Guri.
Can Tur finish the job?
Well, we've got Guri to shoot back first, so that'll be a range 2 back into Soontir with no tokens, so... It always makes me nervous when Soontir's getting shot and he doesn't have any tokens.
I mean, surely that happens a lot. He's initiative 6. If you spent anything on his offense, then he's kind of got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make me nervous at all. I mean, I do feel really bad for Quinn.
What is going on with the dice in this round? Like, it's either really good dice or like nothing.
Yeah, it is strange.
Maybe I'm just disregarding all of the average dice. That is like, oh, okay. I mean, but it feels like it's very, very hit or miss.
Yeah, I think overall the dice are averaging out pretty fairly, but unfortunately, I think it seems to be that I think it has swung more towards Amy's side here.
I mean, she does have more dice though, like overall across the list.
I mean, I wouldn't want to go to final salvo here, so we do get an evade there.
Okay.
Yeah, final salvo against this list, if nothing had gone off, would be 15 dice for Amy. Ouch.
Yeah, that's that's not a situation you want.
Yeah. So it is range 1 there from the Saber Squadron into.
Okay. That's decent.
Genesis. That's
and Amy, with her aggressive plays, going for the 3.
You've got to there.
It's got the chance to kill him, so sure.
And spending the focus there, so it's
to take nothing.
3 evades. So you know what?
I feel like you take the 1 bit of damage and then get a range 1 target locked focused attack in return.
Yeah. I mean, obviously proton torpedoes aren't live here, which again I think I would have gone for brown because you still get that focus. Yes, it's through the obstacle, but I think if you've got a proton torpedo,
green is worth more points.
Yeah, green is worth more points, but brown is scarier.
I mean, you still get 4 dice either way.
Yeah.
Right? Oh no, hang on. How many attack dice is
Genesis
is only 2 natively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but we have. Good shot. That's a very good shot. That is the Saber Squadron down.
Okay.
So it's still in Amy's favour here, but it's swinging back a bit. No, Brown does not have a shot.
Good position by Genesis.
Yeah, very good position. So that, to be honest, that paid off in the end. So all of what we were saying earlier, disregard that.
I mean, it's always good to like look at the odds of it and going, okay, what is mathematically better? But at the end of the day, they're dice, and we never know exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. It is the dice are
if the game was just
randomness.
Like if the game had no dice, it would not be anywhere near as fun. You wouldn't get those moments of, oh my goodness, look at what's just happened, or oh, I can't believe I've died from that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it would just essentially become chess with different shaped pieces then.
I mean, I mean, the pieces are on little squares, so you probably could get a bunch of ships and set up a chessboard with TIE fighters and X-wings and.
I'm not gonna lie. I might have to proxy 1 TIE fighter, but I do have enough to do TIE fighters as pawns, and then you've got your other ships that you can use as your bishops and knights.
Here's the question though: would Vader be the king or the queen?
A good question.
Because the queen's the best piece in the game, but the king's the most valuable.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think maybe Vader in the X1 is your king, Vader in the Defender is your queen.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a discussion for when that shows up in a video, which I'm sure it will as soon as that pack is out.
Oh, I've got them on pre-order. And
I'm sure you do.
I'm itching to get hold of those. I've already gone through my bad guy folder to put space in there for my new cards well over a month in advance. I'll go through the good guys folder and then
at a later
the Scum
time.
folder. Yeah.
So I feel like Genesis is going to try and fire this proton torpedo probably at Suntir.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good shout.
Suntir, being stressed and where he is, can't go particularly fast straight ahead because there's a rock.
Yeah.
And even if it turns, then you're kind of out of the fight.
I think Suntir needs to disengage this turn, unfortunately. So I think you use Alpha Squadron to try and block Genesis, although I think Genesis is going to go a bit slower to avoid that block, because I think Genesis is going to aim towards Guri. Okay. So I think Genesis, Alpha Squadron and Turfeneer are going to aim at Guri. Suntir is going to disengage. I think Suntir is going to do something to try and not get stressed, so that he can get back into the fight quicker next turn. So I'm thinking you're probably going to see a 2 hard towards the cloud, and then maybe a sleep or a K afterwards.
I think maybe just do a 2 bank towards where Guri currently is.
Yeah. Ooh, that's aggressive.
It's Amy.
Not yeah. I think she's now aggressive Amy. Sounds kind of harsh, but no, she's flying aggressive. I love it.
It's a compliment.
I think she's making it work, and we saw this when she flew against you with the TIE silencers as well.
I
know. And although you took 2 of them out without too much problem, trying to take Avenger out at the end because Avenger was so aggressive was really. I remember
because we commentated that one the following day, and we were like, "Okay, here's the list," and they're shooting.
Yeah, and it was shooting very quickly on that.
Okay, so what is? Are we on Genesis's action?
Yeah, Genesis's action. So that'll be a target lock on Suntir fell. Nothing's got focus, so it doesn't matter. But target lock on Suntir fell because you want to try and get those proton torpedoes off on him. Guri is hoping to block there.
Okay. I feel like Suntir's probably gone quick enough to avoid it, but either way, Guri still has a decent shot on Brown.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to get the focus because Tur is right next to
Right there, yeah.
Looks like just thinking about an action. Don't think any. Well, I don't know. A curvy barrel roll might fit, but then you're almost guaranteed not to bump Suntir.
Yeah, and also if you do that, you'll put yourself in bullseye of Turfeneer there, so that'll be marksmanship
that's true.
on.
Yeah. So it looks like.
So calculate. Yeah.
Okay.
That gives you a token potentially for defense and a token. Oh, that's a bump from Suntir.
Right, Genesis, this is your moment.
Clears the stress, but Suntir does get that focus for.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, still gets the ability. So does Guri. Once again, getting the ability off of each other.
Hi, how are you doing?
And
Have
still not shooting each other.
Yeah.
They must know each other quite well by now.
Yeah. This time, though, Guri does get a shot, so it's range 2 onto the Alpha Squadron.
I mean, Alpha's got no defensive mods.
No.
And also no offensive mods, so potentially Genesis isn't really afraid of it. But we've seen it do some damage, so... Yeah.
So there's spending that calculate. Look at me.
Ah.
I mean, that Alpha Squadron, he is getting a promotion at the end of this one.
I was just about to say, he is the next Saber Squadron ace.
I mean, if that was a physical model, I think I would be putting some form of kill markers or blood stripes on it now. Yeah,
I mean, Suntir and Tur have little red lines. I feel like this guy, I was going to say brown lines, but that might look a bit meh.
Yeah. Maybe white. Maybe a white line on there.
Yeah, white could be cool.
So range 1, you trigger marksmanship just to turn that to a crit because.
Did we skip over Guri again?
No, Guri shot at Alpha Squadron and.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed up.
So missed the trigger to turn that to a crit, but Guri used her focus, to turn that to an evade, so it was fine.
All right, here comes the final proton torpedo.
So
I'm glad that Quinn got to fire both.
Yeah.
In fact, got to fire all of his ordnance, which is pretty impressive. I usually have something lying around on a dead ship, and I go, "Oh, that was a waste."
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a good
Ooh.
shot as well.
It's a very good shot, spending that target lock. So that is basically...
Well, I don't know. Let's see what it rolls into.
That's
Oh,
guaranteeing
brilliant.
a crit going through because of proton torpedoes.
Crit onto Suntir.
Oh, how good is Soontir at evading?
Now, Suntir does have the focus.
So that's
he's...
2 evades, so that's hit crit.
I mean, depends on the crit. It might take him out. It's at least half points, though, which is good.
Yeah. So this is where it gets scary for Amy.
Let's see what comes out.
So there's the hit.
And the crit is... there's a
That
bit
looks
of
like
text on
a
it.
console fire.
Ooh, not great for Suntir. He does want
no.
his actions.
Sorry, wounded pilots.
Oh, so can only modify using the force?
No, after you
which
perform an
one's wounded?
action, roll 1 attack die on a hit or a crit, gain 1 stress token. Soontir doesn't care.
Oh, yeah, that's
He'll be fine.
almost a nothing crit for Suntir.
Yeah.
I guess it could potentially stop him repositioning and getting a focus.
Yeah. But we have a lovely range 1 shot from Alpha, soon to be Saber Squadron pilot.
Yeah, the killer, I think. Oh, look at that.
Oh, check. Is that a crit? It looks like it is. So it looks like hit crit there.
Yep, 2 crits.
Sayonara Senorita there.
Nothing from Genesis.
Goes Genesis. And that doesn't... I think there's a panicked pilot there.
Well, I feel like he's definitely panicked. He's just been killed by an Alpha Squadron pilot.
I mean, all in all. So it looks like it was a wounded and stunned pilot. So he was stunned, wounded, dead. Kind of in that order. That was
a very brief moment of him going, and then exploding.
Yeah, that Alpha Squadron. I mean, that's 2 ships Alpha Squadron's taken out.
And considering that this Alpha Squadron is one of the ones that jousted at the start of the game, the fact that it's still undamaged is incredible.
I mean, that Alpha Squadron has taken out 108 points. It's 31 points.
It's done more damage than Suntir, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, I think Soontir did that cheeky shot taking out the stealth device on Guri in the first set of shooting.
That did help quite a lot taking out the stealth device.
But that Alpha Squadron has just come in and just mopped up everyone. I mean, if that Alpha Squadron isn't the one that does the final damage on Guri, I will actually feel slightly cheated.
Yeah.
But
it just goes to show you can't just sleep on these low initiative guys just because, it's not Suntir. They're still there. They've still got 3 attack dice. Yeah.
So what's interesting now is what is Amy going to dial in? I think you're going to see definitely a 2 hard from Brown, maybe even a 1 hard from Brown, just to try and block Guri.
I think you're fairly safe to go stupidly fast with Suntir and just fix the wounded pilot.
It's Amy. It'll be a K turn. He's not stressed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Just stay in the fight.
Yeah. I think it'll be. I want to say K turn. Might see a sloop instead because then Soontir won't be as far away.
Now here's the question: did Amy know that we were counting MOV for this?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. As long as she knew.
Yeah. I did make it clear to all of the participants of this tournament, of which there is myself, James, Amy, and Fergus and Quinn, who obviously we have Quinn on the channel and you've heard a few times. Made it obviously quite clear to all of them that we were doing MOV, so points do mean prizes. There might be prizes, I'm not sure yet.
Was there? Okay.
We'll see.
I'll bring a better list next time.
If there's prizes, I'll definitely have to look at how much the PMP will be, because I can't exactly drop it around to either you or Amy, irregardless of the lockdown at the moment.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're just playing for bragging rights, and that's a good sloop from Guri.
That's a good sloop from Guri. Unfortunately, Turfineer is right there with a focus.
But Guri is higher initiative, could do some damage. Maybe
Yeah.
at least strip the token.
Oh, that was a sloop the other way from Suntir. That's a shame. If Suntir had slooped to the right of the screen, he might have had a shot. But
now, does Guri take the cheeky shot on Sunter and try and finish the job?
I almost say you should, but I think you've already got half points. You've got a great opportunity to take out one of those ships with a four dice shot.
The rest of Sunter's points doesn't benefit you. I mean, taking out all of Tur doesn't give enough points either. But
no,
it's a chance at a range 1. Yeah, I guess so. Plus, stripping the focus means you're more likely to survive. Let's see what Guri rolls.
So 4v3. That's not bad.
3.
Yep, 3 with that focus.
Yep, spends it. Okay.
Blaze of Natty.
Oh no, that's terrible for Quinn because now
Tur's just gonna. Oh, that is actually quite upsetting. I mean, Amy, fantastic, but these dice. I'd almost say we need to check that Amy's aren't weighted, but they're digital, so
they're all weightless.
Yeah,
they're just numbers.
Okay, so that's hit, crit. Spending that focus.
I mean, Guri could still live it.
So, hit crit. What is the crit? Well, it's not a direct hit, so that's a plus side. It's a damage sensor array.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, damage sensor array there. So you cannot perform any actions except the focus actions.
Oh, that's not good for Guri because Guri can't focus.
Guri can't focus. Guri only has to calculate. So,
ouch.
Yeah, having to rely now on having something in range 1 for the focus, and this is going to be the last round.
And I know that when we were playing, at least my game that's probably not up on the channel yet, but it's recorded, we weren't aware of what the points situation was mid-game. Yeah. So I imagine that Quinn is still maybe trying to get some points.
But... Yeah, obviously, with it being MOV, even if you don't win, you can still get a fair amount of points. So trying to get as many points as possible is always the best option in a tournament situation. I mean, now there's no... Quinn can't obviously win this game now with 1 round left. So that... Unless Suntir decides to do something crazy and fly over a rock and kill himself, which I doubt.
That's probably something I would do, but...
Yeah, done it.
I think everyone's done something like that at some point.
Yeah. And there's the sloop from Turfenir.
Yep. Just keeping all your guns pointed in the general area that Guri's going to be.
And that was great.
Oh.
That was...
Again, that Alpha Squadron pilot being a real problem.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of a shame, though. Suntir misjudging that. But Suntir's not going to get shot, and can't take damage off there.
And it's just her to shoot.
Yeah. So no strain. So
Guri would get the focus, though, right?
Guri would get the focus. He's got 2 ships in range 1, so he'll get the focus.
Now the question is, will Amy get the full points for the game, or is Quinn going to just deny her those extra points for the tournament?
So 3v3, unmodded, hit crit.
Okay. Quinn just needs
paint.
A little bit of paint. Oh, that's no paint.
That's no
Dice.
pain. Dice. Come on. Come on. That's just salty. And
I mean, I feel like, yes, it feels like it's been unfair, but at the same time, Amy's just rolling more dice, right?
yeah, I mean, Amy is. I mean, a bit in the early game, Quinn was rolling a lot of green dice, but Amy is rolling more dice overall, so that is going to have a massive effect. But I will say that Quinn didn't stop.
Oh no, he stayed in it.
Yeah, he kept going. So Amy just flew. Amy flew very aggressively, and that can be sometimes quite difficult to fly against.
Yeah, particularly against ships like the Interceptor that are so quick, and yeah, it's like, okay, where are they going to go?
Yeah, and you just don't know. But I mean, you know what? Amy played very aggressively, and it really worked out. That Alpha Squadron, save him. He's good. Quinn flew really well, and I think it was a difficult thing to fly against that level of aggression.
Yeah, I mean, ships lists with only 3 ships or 2 ships do struggle against like 5+ lists, and when they're all interceptors as well, that's not helpful in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is game 1 of the Commentator Wars, and a great way to start the Commentator Wars. And over the next few weeks, we will get as many of those games out to you as quickly as possible. James, looking forward. Your game is actually the next one that's going to be going up, so it's going to be a
brilliant.
really good, fun one to see. But thank you for coming along to commentate this one with us, James.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to pop up on the screen now the current games played. I know it's only one, but and the tables. So we've had obviously our first game, which was Quinn versus Amy, and quite a solid victory for Amy. And the table stands like this, with Amy at the top on 305 MOV, and Quinn in second with 95 MOV, with more games yet to play. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be getting some more games out to you very soon, but we will see you again next time.